welcome to my Asshole Podcast. Let's get into it. Today is Tuesday. Goddamn. It is another Tuesday episode, and I got an interesting thread for you guys today. Today's interesting thread is fast food workers. What menu item should everyone avoid from where you work? You know, I've never worked fast food ever a day in my life. I've always worked like retail, like grocery stores and shit like that, but I've never worked fast food. And if I'm being honest with you, it is so interesting to hear fast food workers talk about their job. It is. Like, whether they're working the drive-thru, whether they're working the counter, whether they're just cleaning shit. Like, it seems like there's always something crazy as fuck going on at fast food places. It's wild to me. You know? And it's weird because, you know, usually I don't really go out and eat like that all the time. Like, I mainly just cook and meal prep and stuff. So I don't really go to I don't go to fast food places that often. So, you know what I mean? I never really, like, see any crazy shit happening. But I know, like, back in the day when I used to go a lot, you would always see like kind of the craziest people in there, and you're just like, who the fuck is that guy? You know what I mean? It's just like a little weird, a little sketchy. You know, I feel like fast food workers be fighting for their life sometimes, you know? But let's see what food items we should avoid at their establishments of work. Let's check it out. All right. Worked clerk for 3 years. Coffee is surprisingly good and machines were well maintained, but the cappuccino / iced coffee machine was disgusting and impossible to clean despite the best efforts. A lot of tiny parts where powder drink mix could sit and rot. My location was next to a university, and we had a regular who was an engineering professor. Once he came in and watched while I was trying to clean the cappuccino machine and said he should use it in class as an example of poor design. That's disgusting. That's disgusting. Imagine like how dirty that is if there's just a lot of tiny parts and there's just powdered mix in there just rotting. That's disgusting. And you guys like to go to Starbucks and all that shit. Imagine if that's in your drink right now. Yeah, you going to work sipping on your little Starbucks right now. Yeah, imagine all those little rotty particles in there right now. Yeah, I bet you threw that shit out your car window, huh? No, I was kidding. All right. At Little Caesars, normal crust is made in store, but our own dough and everything. We make our own dough and everything, but if you order a thin crust, you get a pre-made crust that may have been sitting in an open cardboard box for days to weeks. No way. So, note to self, everybody out there, if you're going to go to Little Caesars get a pizza, make sure you do not get thin crust. Don't get it. Get the normal crust, all right? Yeah, get the normal crust because they make it in-house and it's their own dough and all that good stuff. Do not get thin. That's disgusting. That's disgusting. That's crazy to me, man. Hey, we're learning some shit now. I used to work at a froyo shop. If you see a topping and think, I've never thought of that being a topping for froyo, you probably aren't alone. Things like Fruity Pebbles were just put back out every morning, getting older and older because no one ate them. That's disgusting. What the hell? I mean, it makes sense to have those kind of like toppings just because they weigh nothing. You know what I mean? It's obviously priced by weight. But if nobody is eating it, you guys don't change it out after a while. It just sits there and gets older and older. God, no wonder every time I've gone into a froyo shop, the person behind the counter just looks like they want to commit suicide. Like, let's be honest here. Go into your local froyo shop and just look at the person behind the counter. I guarantee you the look of death is in their eyes. Every fucking time I go in there, it's just like, so, and it doesn't matter if they're older, if they're younger, they're just sitting there and they're like, shoot me in the grape. Oh, hey, what's up? I'll go ahead and put it on the scale. Yeah, okay, it's a pound and a quarter. Cool. That's going to be like $8, dude. You know, like every time. It's crazy to me. Yeah, and it's weird because I think in their mind, they're just like, do you know what you're fucking eating? Like, you know how long those toppings have been sitting there? Like, you're disgusting. But cool, here's your diabetes and week-old toppings. Oh, that's crazy. This is why I don't go out to eat, man. This is why I just cook my own food. And I just go to the grocery store and cook my own food, bro. Because, this is a thought, bro. This is a thought. It's just, it's tough. All right, I worked at Chipotle in 2019. At the time, everything was fresh, and I always trusted it. Right after opening, the meat is usually left over from the night before, but it was still good, and I personally didn't think that it was a bad policy as it reduced food waste. We would clean the restaurant top to bottom, corner to corner every single night. Post-COVID, I wouldn't eat anything from there. Nothing is ever clean anymore, and I know from others who still work there that their standards have significantly declined. Absolutely disgusting for increased prices, decreased quality, and smaller portions. Facts. Chipotle used to be the top place to go. Now Chipotle is trash, bro. Chipotle is fucking trash. I used to go there all the time after the gym, and I used to love Chipotle. But honestly, man, I've been noticing their decline, and I'm like, fuck you niggas. I go to El Pollo Loco now. I'm about to go get me some crazy chicken. Fuck out of here, bro, because it just used to be one of those things where it was so easy. You get, good amount of protein, good amount of carbs, rice. Everything was so good. You know what I mean? It all tastes good. You get a little bowl. Everything's solid, man. Or sometimes you fill in a burrito. If you fill in tacos, it's all good. The macros were just right. But I've been noticing, and I'm sure everybody else has been noticing, the decline of fucking Chipotle. Chipotle is trash now. And if you still go to Chipotle, man, hey, how are you not dead yet? Your stomach must be used to just eating disgusting shit all day, because that's exactly what that place is now. Just disgusting. Oh, man. And I know some of you are like, oh, you go to El Pollo Loco? Yes, I do. I go to El Pollo Loco. Shut up. All right. There are so many people that get on me about that shit. They're like, oh, why do you go to El Pollo Loco? El Pollo Loco is gross. Then fuck you too, all right? I love my crazy chicken. Leave me alone. Yeah, I know. I heard you. I heard you through the camera. I heard you be like, ugh. Yeah, fuck you. I love you. I'm sorry. All right. I worked at Chuck E. Cheese years ago, and while the pizza was good and safe, it's pretty tough to screw up pizza, but the salad bar would be a pass. Oh, facts. I've always heard that the salad bar is just disgusting. Kids be sneezing all over it, and it's just disgusting. And they don't change nothing out. Like, stuff just sits out for a whole week, and then they may change it. Adults and kids would just toss the tongs and spoons all over the salad bar, letting the handles fall into the food, getting all the different vegetables and dressings mixed together. All this at one of the grossest places on earth, where they are putting their hands all over video games and the ball pit, pizza, and around again. At the end of the night, then we would flip all of the salad bar vegetables over into fresh containers on top of them for the next. No! What? So they put the fresh stuff at the bottom, and then they put the old shit on top. No, that's disgusting. Oh, that's nasty. They did get thrown out every few days. If employees ever made ourselves a salad, we would make it from the ingredients from the fridge that were not yet out on the bacteria bar. Wow, that's disgusting. So what you're telling me is that what they'll do every day to make it seem fresh is they'll put the fresh stuff at the bottom, and then they'll put the old shit on top, and then they'll be like, there you go. Enjoy, you little fucking chitterlings. Like, what? You diseased riddling chitlins? God, that's crazy. Wow. You would have never known. That's crazy. That's crazy talk. Damn. At Dunkin', I'd say everything is fine except frozen drinks made with a old Island Oasis machine. My store now has a Vitamix blender, but the old machine was never cleaned well enough. Ooh. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. As someone who has worked in, I worked the meat counter and in the grocery store, And so, if I'm being honest with you, we cleaned everything every night. But if I'm being honest with you, there were so many times where we half-ass cleaned a lot of shit. If I'm being real with you, like I'm gonna just be straight hundo P with you guys. There's so many times where I just half-ass cleaned a lot of shit. If I'm being real with you, and it do be happening like that sometimes. I ain't gonna lie. There was a time when Stater Brothers tried to do this thing where, you know, they're like, oh yeah, if you get fish out of the counter, like, we can fry it for you, okay? And we would have to clean the fryers like every night, and we would dump out the oil every week. It was one of those things where some people, now mind you, as batter and the fish could be going in and going out and stuff like that, at the bottom of the like oil basin, there would be like a thick, and I mean a thick boy layer of just like cornmeal and Cajun seasoning and all that stuff at the bottom. And it would be thick caked on down there. And there would be a lot of times where some of the guys at night, what they would do is they would just dump the oil out into the oil dump basin. And then what they would do is they would just run water in there. And mind you, this is oil. So this thick caked on shit at the bottom, it's like also covered in a layer of oil. So water is not really penetrating this, and it's not really cleaning it as it should. And so a lot of the guys would get frustrated and be like, fuck it, I can't clean it. So then they would just put new oil in there, and then they would just throw it in there. And there would be some times when the fish would come out like undercooked, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? But obviously it's undercooked because there's this thick layer of cornmeal and, you know, other seasoning and shit at the bottom. And I would notice it sometimes when I'd come in the morning, and I'm like, what the fuck? You know, and I'm telling you, this type of shit happens, and it's kind of disgusting. I remember there was a guy that always would come in the morning because he always wanted to get fried fish before he went to work. And I noticed that, and I had to tell him, I was like, yo, look, your fish is going to be late, my guy. And the reason, and he's like, what's going on? I got to go to work. Da, da, da. And I'm like, bro, they didn't clean my machine correctly. They changed out the oil, but there's a thick layer of gunk at the bottom. I don't think you want me to fry your fish in that, bro. And he's just like, oh, fuck. And I had to tell my manager and everything about it, but it was all bad, dude. It was all bad. So yeah. Anything that has to do with like machines and anything like that, if they're not clean properly, bro, it gets disgusting, and the customer doesn't know about it. Me, I was always the type of person to let them know. I ain't gonna cap to. I was the type of person to let them know. Now, if you were an asshole customer, I wouldn't let you know. But you know what I mean? Hey, you want to be that? You want to be that kind of customer? Hey, fuck you. I'm gonna let you eat something disgusting. That's why for me, when I go to places, utmost respect to everybody, because I do not want you spitting in my food, man. If you ever seen that movie, Waiting, with Ryan Reynolds, and there was a couple other big actors in that movie. You should be able to find it. It's called Waiting, and they work at a restaurant, and there was this lady that was being a bitch, and they like spit in her food. You know, they were putting pubes in her fucking on her steak, and they were like, you know, shaking their dandruff into her shit, bruh. And she sat there and ate it too. I was like, oh, that's disgusting. And I guarantee you that fucking happens. Guarantee it. And I wasn't that bad. I wouldn't do some crazy shit, you know what I mean? But you know, I would just treat your food with less care. But yeah, hey, don't be that customer. But yeah, not cleaning the machines, that's a big thing. That's a big fucking thing. All right. If you have peanut allergies, don't get drinks from Sonic. They do not care about cross-contamination at all. Whoa, really? That is scary. Holy shit. Because you got to realize Sonic, they make a lot of different types of food. And so, you know, if they're just mixing shit all up together, woo! That's why I don't go to Sonic. Sonic is nasty to me. I don't know how people eat there. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you, man? Even their tater tots, which they're known for, is trash. Like, what the fuck? How do you fuck up potato blobs? Like, what are you doing? There have been a couple of AMA threads on here with health inspectors, and time again they'll mention that if a restaurant such as a buffet smells like almonds, they have a roach problem. Any restaurant that has an ice cream machine are at high risk of roaches. No. And honestly, that makes sense. Because back where I used to live with my ex, there was a...
We'll be right back.
4 out of shape. 4 dads. Out of shape.
Welcome back to another episode of the Bad Dad Advice Podcast.
Hanging out once a week. Consuming beers. What will they say next?
Confucius say, "You can go to bed with itchy butt, wake up with sticky fingers." You ever use a bidet? Bidet to you, sir. Get him a telescope so he can see Uranus from farther away.
Can we give some dad advice here? If the buttons on your shirt button the opposite way, that's the lady's shirt.
There was a McDonald's that was like down the street from us. And that McDonald's had the largest roach problem ever. And it was so crazy to me how people still ate there. We stopped eating there the moment we found out about that. A buddy of ours was working there, and they had recently quit. And they were like, yeah, don't ever go to that one. And we're like, what? Why? And they're like, yeah, because they got roaches, man. They got roaches, and they be just chilling all up in the ice machine, you know, where they get the drinks for the drive-through people. They be chilling in there, and they be chilling in the ice cream machine. They be chilling in the little, I guess McDonald's has these little like heating rooms. So like when the food is made, they put them in these little cubbies, and the cubbies like keep the food warm before, you know, like, so say like the burger gets made before the fries, or, you know, they're waiting for the entire order to be made, so they don't want it to get cold, so they'll put it in this little cubby and it keeps it warm. But apparently there be roaches in there. And I was like, no fucking way. Now, I'm not saying every McDonald's has roaches. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that this particular one did. But if I'm being honest with you, though, if a health inspector is like, yo, if they have an ice cream machine, that means they have a high likelihood of roaches. That's disgusting. And the whole almond thing, oh, man. Yeah, the next time you go to a buffet, I'd be like, does it smell like almonds? Does it smell like almonds up in here? That's disgusting. That's disgusting. That's good to know, though. That's good to know, because that's disgusting. Let's see. I do pest control. I pay a little extra for a bottled drink instead of the fountain. Really? Well, okay. No, that makes sense because of what we had just talked about, how they were saying that the roaches like to chill in the ice part of the machine. Yeah. Yeah, makes sense. They don't have them anymore, but when I worked at Arby's, the RBQ was the one thing I would never eat. That sauce would sometimes be 2 months old. I'm not kidding. Whenever I handed an order to a customer who ordered one, I would say, here you go, and not enjoy your food. Oh my God. No wonder Arby's has gone out of business in so many places. 2 months old? That's disgusting. Oh my God. And that's another thing. Pay attention to how the people give you your food. Like if they give you your food with hesitancy, I think there's something wrong with that. But if they give you their food and they're like, oh, hey, enjoy your food. Have a good time. You know what I mean? Because they know something that you don't know, but at the same time, they don't want to scare off customers and get fired. You know what I mean? So, see, this is why I don't eat fast food. You know what I mean? Because you got to understand. For one, the people that work there already don't give a fuck about their jobs. Let's be real here, okay? They don't give a fuck about their jobs. And rightfully so, you know what I mean? I guarantee you they feel overworked and underpaid, 100%. And rightfully so, would they half-ass their job? They're going to half-ass making this food, and it's not, they don't really care and stuff like that, you know, and I give it to them. But that's why I try to be nice to them. I try to be like, hey, you know, thank you so much. I appreciate you, blah, blah, blah. You know, just so that way they put a little effort into it. But this is why I just don't eat out anymore. It's like, oh, I can't do it. And there's been numerous times where I've eaten out and I've gotten really sick, you know, really sick. And I'm just thinking like, oh, man, fuck. And I hate being sick. And I'm the type of person that has a sensitive stomach too. So, you know, if anything is just a little undercooked, or if anything is not right, my stomach will just go haywire, man. I'm throwing up for the rest of the day. It just, it sucks, dude. That is terrible. 2 weeks or 2 months old. That's disgusting. All right. Don't get an iced tea from Taco Bell. The inside of the canister at my Taco Bell would always have a thick, tissuey brown film all around it. My Taco Bell was actually cleaner than your average Taco Bell, but it was really easy to get away with not cleaning that thing, or otherwise just forget to. Wow. Thank God I never got an iced tea from there. That's disgusting. That is disgusting, dude. And it makes a lot of sense, too, because a lot of Taco Bells are 24 hours. So with them being 24 hours, I don't think they really take a lot of time to clean, because they're open and operating all the time, and then a lot of times when there's no customers around, their first thought is not to clean, their first thought is to just hang out on their phone and just be chilling and waiting for somebody to come. And so it makes sense. It makes a lot of fucking sense. Oh God, that's disgusting. A lot of people used to get on Taco Bell just because like everything comes in a bag. Oh, they used to freak out about that when they found out that everything in Taco Bell, and if you don't know, I'm about to peep you up on game. Everything at Taco Bell, and I mean everything, comes in a bag. The beans comes in a bag. The cheese comes in a bag. The meat comes in a bag. Anything that you can think of, anything that they use to make their food, it all comes in a bag. And what they do is when they're like making burritos and stuff like that, they literally pull a bag and they squeeze beans down, and then they have little tubs of cheese and shit like that. And it's just open air tubs. It's not like this stuff is closed or nothing like that. How do I know that? A buddy of mine, his very first job was at Taco Bell. And he was telling me, he was like, yeah, dude, everything's in a bag. He's like, everything's in a fucking bag. And then he's like, all the toppings and the cheese and all that kind of stuff. He's like, there's so many times that we give customers like hard cheese. Like the cheese is hard to the touch. It's shredded, obviously. It's pre-shredded, but it's hard. So when you go in there, when you go in the tub to grab the cheese, it's literally hard. But because the beans are kind of still hot in the bag, the beans and stuff like that will soften the cheese to make it seem like the cheese was not hard. But it's hard when you first grab it. And I was like, wow. And don't get me wrong, I still eat the bean and cheese burritos. I ain't gonna cap to you. I do. I do. I ain't gonna sit here and be on my high horse like I don't eat Taco Bell. All right, I do, but I'm just saying, that's what it is, man. That's what it is. It's craziness, brother, craziness. All right, I worked at Jimmy John's for almost 7 years, and they are obsessive about keeping things clean to the point they go through a 8-ish page packet of cleaning lists each day, and all food items are super fresh and labeled to be used within 24 to 72 hours. The only thing I would not eat from there is the bacon because it comes cold, and it's just kind of unpleasant. Okay, I mean, if I'm being honest with you, I think a lot of places have their bacon come cold, Why? Because it lasts longer. And it's a smoked, like good. So if the food is smoked, it'll actually last you a lot longer. And you don't have to like keep it under temperature or anything like that. So you can actually just keep it kind of cold. It doesn't need to be at a certain temperature because it's a smoked food. It's not technically cooked. So you can even take that and you can kind of throw it on a grill for a little bit and, let it cook up a little bit. So, hey, that makes sense. But I think that was just personal preference. I don't know. Hey, W Jimmy John's. You guys are actually keeping the quality around. As someone who recently has tried to find the motivation to start a diet recently, this thread is perfect. Facts, brother. Facts. Man, hopefully you guys are starting to diet. Hopefully you guys can be like, I think I'm gonna go to the grocery store after work today. I'm just saying. Let's see. Okay, Shabooks. I've never heard of that before. Shabooks barista here. Do not get any iced Oleto drinks. I don't know what that means. Maybe you guys know. Let me know in the comments. It just doesn't work, and olive oil in coffee was already a big stretch. The hot latte is actually not too bad and tastes like a bit like Cheerios, but the oil almost instantly separates from the rest of the drink when it's iced, which is no bueno. That's disgusting. Imagine having a layer of oil just sitting on top of your drink. Oh, that's disgusting. You're just drinking oil in an iced coffee. Oh, that's disgusting. Nobody wants that. What the fuck? Oh, that's disgusting. Yeah, that is no bueno. All right. I'm going to do 2 more and we're going to end this thread. Okay, opposite of a horror story and not technically fast food, Quick Trip, the gas station, has decently yummy food from their kitchen. It's basically all frozen, thawed, and then cooked, but the cleanliness and quality is dependable, and quality control is strict about employees maintaining guidelines. Also, just to add, quality control has secret shoppers visit their kitchens 1 to 2 times a week per store and 2 to 4 times a week for the rest of the store. Anything is automatically labeled with dates and when it's no longer fresh. And I've never been to a quality control that didn't uphold that. Well, that's good. Hey, if you got a Quick Trip out there, the food's good. Food's good. I've never really had gas station food because gas station food just kind of is disgusting looking to me, and just like the thought of gas station food is kind of disgusting to me. I don't know. I don't really think it's my jam. But hey, I might try it. If I go to a Quick Trip, I might try it. You never know. You never know. All right, let's go to our last one. I used to work at Papa John's, and it's not a health reason to avoid things, but generally avoid going overboard on toppings. There's a chart for how much each topping gets used based on how many toppings are on the pizza, and it gets smaller as the number of toppings go up. Once you hit 3 toppings, you're basically paying $1 more to get half of each topping just to get the extra topping. A triple pepperoni pizza has less pepperoni on it than a double, for instance. That's crazy. So the more toppings you have, the less topping you're getting, but you're paying more. So if I get 5 toppings, I'm getting like way less of these 5 toppings than if I were to just get 2 toppings. That's wild. That's good to know. I mean, I only ever do like 1 or 2 toppings on a pizza anyway. I think anything more than that, and you're just like Supreme pizzas never made sense to me. Like, the fuck are we doing, man? Why are you putting vegetables on your pizza? What the fuck are you doing, man? Like put some. Enjoy your fucking pizza. You know. Now look, the only time I like pineapple on pizza is if you swap out the marinara sauce for barbecue sauce. All right, that's the only time I'll eat pineapple on pizza, because then it actually fucking makes sense. Okay, let's be real here. Hundo P. All right, but Supreme pizzas have never made sense to me. I'm like, the fuck are you doing? We are eating pizza to be fat. We are not eating pizza to try to have this pseudo healthy bullshit. What are we doing here? But I would feel like Supreme pizza would be the greatest example of this, where you got all these toppings but you're getting very little of each topping, when you could have got 2 toppings and then you could have got a lot more, you know. I don't know. That's why I just stick to fucking regular ass pepperoni, man. Y'all niggas are crazy. I'm just saying. But that's gonna go ahead and be that thread for today, man. Hope you guys enjoyed that thread. Hope you learned something new, because I know I did. Woo! All I know is I'm like, thank God I don't go to fast food places anymore, because them niggas is disgusting. Hey, rightfully so. If I worked at one of those places too, man, I'd half-ass my job too. I'm like, man, fuck y'all niggas. I'm just being real with you. And if you're a fast food worker, man, hey, big ups to you. Love you. You're doing God's work out here, all right? Let's hop into announcements really quick, and then we'll get into our thread for today. Patreon.com/Am I the Asshole Podcast. Get that exclusive episode every single Friday, as well as being able to send in your scenarios to be featured on the Tuesday and Sunday shows. And we do Sunday shows every other week. So on those weeks where we don't do a Sunday show, that Friday show comes in handy, baby. Oh, I know it does. If you want that little juice, you know, you're like, 2 episodes just ain't enough. get on the Patreon, get that 3rd episode, baby. And then the weeks that we do the Sunday episode, man, you get 4 episodes that week. So, hey, is what it is. I love you. If you're an audio listener and you're checking us out on that Spotify, baby, you know, you're in the car, vroom vrooming to work, or you're at work, you know, you got the earbud in, or you're working out, pumping the iron in the yim, getting them gains, baby. I see you. Yeah, girl, that booty's looking great. Yeah, man, the arms is looking arms right now. All right. Love you. But go ahead and take a break between sets. Go ahead and park your car real quick. Or, you know, if you're at work, go ahead and slide your phone out real quick. Go ahead and rate us 5 stars if you haven't already. And go ahead and download that episode, all right? It lets me know that you guys are enjoying the episodes every single week. You're coming back. You're loving it. You're doing your thing. I talked about this on the free Patreon Day episode for October. And that is... for all you book lovers, for the Thursday episodes, for all you book talk nasties, we're going to be doing Haunting Adeline Book 2. If you didn't catch that episode, I'm going to go ahead and announce it again. Today, we are doing Haunting Adeline Book 2 after Court of Thorns and Roses. So once we finish Court of Thorns and Roses, we're going to be doing Haunting Adeline Book 2. I will have a separate playlist for Haunting Adeline Book 2. That way, you know, there'll be a playlist for Book 1 and then a playlist for Book 2. But we probably won't get into Haunting Adeline Book 2 until maybe around November time. So it is going to be a little while. We're still getting through Court of Thorns and Roses. And so, yeah, look forward to that. I was going to do a poll. And I was going to see what you guys wanted to do, because I did have another book series that I wanted to do. And I was going to be like, do you want me to do this new book series, or do you want me to go back to Haunting Adeline? You guys have been commenting like crazy that you want Haunting Adeline Book 2. I've been replying to some of the comments down there, been letting you guys know, hey, I got you once we finish Court of Thorns and Roses. I got you, okay? And I'm announcing it here just that way you guys know, all right? And I'll probably announce it again on Thursday's show just for all our Thursday people, okay? So I got you. I love you. I am a man of the people. Thank you. Oh, thank you. No, please, you're too kind. Oh my God, calm down. You're too kind. Again, if you want to help out on the free 99 side of the show, go ahead and follow us on Instagram, TikTok, as well as YouTube. Everything is down in the description. Most things are in the link tree. There are playlist stuff in there. I don't stream a lot. I've been lagging on the streaming. Okay, I have been. I've been busy. I do apologize. I've been very, very busy. I've been lagging on the streaming. But if you do want to catch me streaming live, man, you know, subscribe to us on YouTube. I stream on YouTube, Kick, as well as Twitch. So, you know what I mean? Check us out over there. I'm still trying to get to 10K on TikTok so that way I can stream on TikTok. But yeah, just follow us on Instagram, YouTube, as well as TikTok. Follow us over there, man. It's for free, and I love you guys all. Appreciate the support. Let's get to the rest of the show. And we got some scenarios, man. We got some. All right. Our first one is: am I wrong for wanting to break up with my girlfriend after she poured water on my face? Man, y'all niggas be breaking up for anything. Yo, hold up. What? Huh? I talked about this in the Sunday show about when I talked about Love is Blind. Hannah and Nick. Okay, first off, we already know Hannah don't like Nick. All right, let's be real here. Hannah does not like Nick. She don't find him attractive, all that, yada, yada. We went over that on Sunday. All right, I done cooked her fat ass. You know what I mean? Fuck you. Because you could tell she's the type that she's just there for a blue check, man. Hannah is there for a blue check. That's why she quit her job. Because she's thinking this is going to launch her career on social media. That's what she's thinking this is going to be. All right, but I digress. We went over that on Sunday. But this woman got... okay, hold on. She got the ick because he was riding that little stone duck thing. Now, I understand, you know, her getting upset at, like, that old lady being like, oh, why is that bitch upset, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I understand that. But the fact that you get the ick and then you're just like, ugh, I don't really like him anymore. It's like, what the fuck? Who? What? Like, I don't know. That to me was stupid as hell. It was the dumbest thing. I'm like, what are you doing? And I feel like that's the dating scene now. It's like one little tiny inconvenience. A guy does something, oh, I got the ick. I'm going to break up with him. Oh, I got the ick. I'm going to break up with her, man. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Like, we're not in high school anymore. Get the hell out of here. All right, let's get to this story, man. I'm sorry. I'm rambling. Okay, it happened while we were on vacation. We just booked this expensive tour for the next day. The tour started like at 5 a.m., so I wanted to stay in that night and get some sleep. My girlfriend wanted to go to the local bar and said staying in would be wasting the vacation. I laid down on the bed and closed my eyes because I was annoyed, and she poured my entire glass of water on my face/head. Wow. She immediately realized how ridiculous that was and said sorry, and that she was just trying to wake me up so we'd go out. I don't really know what to think. I struggle with depression, and this seems like a small thing, but I've been really depressed ever since. I paid a lot of money for the tour. I paid for the both of us and just wanted to get some sleep since it was gonna be an all day thing. And then like an hour later, I'm getting water poured on my face. Am I wrong for wanting to break up after that? She's normally nice, but she occasionally does stuff like that, and it just makes me super sad for weeks at a time. Look, man, I've suffered with depression ever since I was in middle school. And so I understand what you're coming from when it comes to dealing with depression. I was like clinically diagnosed, and I have been since then. I've been on medication on and off for depression, 100%. There's been many times where I wanted to click, clack, bang myself, if I'm being honest with you. Depression is a real thing, and it is difficult, 100%. But if I'm being honest with you, man, when it comes to your girl, you need to put your fucking foot down. You know what I mean? You need to put your fucking foot down with her, and you need to let her know what's going on. And I'm not saying you need to do it in a disrespectful way or anything like that, but you need to let her know, like, yo, hey, the fuck are you doing, bro? Why did you think that was going to wake me up? The fuck are you doing? Pouring water on my face like that. What are you doing? Look, we need to wake up early in the morning. We need to get some rest because I paid a lot of money for this tour, and I want us to go and have fun tomorrow. Okay? Now, after the tour, if you want to go to the bar, we can do that. But for right now, we need to go to bed so we can wake up early in the morning and we can go on the tour and have fun, and we're not tired the whole fucking time. I don't want to be sitting on this tour yawning and being tired and complaining how tired we are, because I know you're going to be complaining how tired you are. You're going to be sitting there yawning and you're like, oh, I'm so tired. Now get your ass in bed and get some sleep, and we'll go to the bar after. You know what I mean? You need to lay your foot down with your girl a little bit. And like I said, you don't do it in a respectful way, but you let her know, and you be stern about it, because that's why your girl be doing the dumb shit that she does, because you don't lay it down for her. You don't, hey, this is what it is and this is what we're doing. You got to understand, hey, I paid for this trip. Fuck we talking about? All right? I paid for this trip. I got the itinerary. You know what I mean? We're going to do what I want to do, and we're going to do it how I want to do it. Now, if you have some suggestions on where we're going to go, that's cool. I got you. But we're going to do it when the time is right. Yeah, and right now is not the right time. We need to get some sleep so we can enjoy tomorrow, and then we can go to the bar after, if that's what you want to do. You know? But see, you're just all sad and, oh man, why would you do that? That's so mean. And she sits there and she's just like, man, you little fucking pushover. You know, it's like, dude. And look, like I said, I understand depression. Why? I've dealt with it for many years of my life. But at the same time, you kind of got to push that shit aside, man, and you got to be a man. You got to be a man to your woman sometimes. You know what I mean? And I know some of the women listening to this right now, they're just like, why would he talk to you like, shut up. You know you like that. You know you like when your man is able to tell you what it is, and he's able to take charge and let you know. He's not telling you that you're wrong, telling you that you're stupid, or invalidating what you want to do. No, it's like, dude, this is what we got going on. This is what needs to be done. Get your ass in this bed and let's go to sleep. You know? Let's get some rest. Like, what are we doing? I'm just saying, you know? And so it's a thing where it's like, that's why she's doing the dumb shit that she's doing, because you're not putting your foot down, man. You sitting here, oh, it makes me sad for weeks. Oh, like, dude. And if I'm being honest with you, I think she's staying with you, if I'm being honest with you, just because, you know, you got money. Let's be real here, bro. You know what I mean? Let's be real here. I really think, because I don't think a girl like her, a girl that does shit like that to dudes, and especially dudes that she's dating, you know, because you said that she does a lot of shit like that. So I don't think this was the first time that something like this has ever happened. I think this has happened multiple times. But I don't think she respects you as a man. You know what I mean? She sits there and looks at you like, oh, I can just do this shit. I can dump water on his face or whatever. She don't respect you. A woman that respects her man would never do some shit like that. A woman that respects her man, she's going to be sitting there like, oh, you know what? Yeah, you're right. Okay. You know, but can we go to the bar after, after the tour? And like, yeah, of course, babe. Yeah, we could do that. Because it's not like he's against that. It's not like he's saying, no, we can't go. He's just saying we can't go tonight because we have stuff going on early in the morning tomorrow. That shit makes sense. But I don't think she respects you. I think she looks at you as less of a man. But, you know, she's like, he pays for trips and, you know, he does this and that for me. So I'll tolerate him. And it sucks to say that, but that is those are the actions that she's given off, you know? And that's tough. That's tough. Because it's like, damn, man, what the fuck? But I think it's because you're a sad little pushover, you know, and she knows she can get away with that shit. She can just say sorry and you're just okay with it, and you're just gonna be pouting all fucking day. You know what I mean? Like, be a man, put your fucking foot down, you know? Like I said, you ain't got to do it disrespectfully, but you got to just let her know. You got to be stern with her and let her fucking know, because that's how she gonna respect you. I'm just saying, man. You know, if I'm being honest with you, she gonna be like, ooh, that's kind of sexy. You know, like, yeah, you ladies, you know, you like that. You know, you like when your man is a little stern with you. You're like, ooh, okay, all right, panties are wet. Leave me alone. Stop it. All right, on to the next one. Let me know what you think about that one. If you agree, if you're not, it's all good. Let me know down there, baby. Am I overthinking, or is she cheating? Uh-oh. Does she?
She belongs to the streets.
Oh, we'll see. We'll see. I don't like, yeah. I've always noticed whenever I use the she belong to the streets, man, true women go crazy. They're like, she doesn't belong to the streets too. Stop it. All right, on to it. My girlfriend, 23 female, and I, 29 male, have been dating for a little over a year. Last year, she kept telling me stories about this guy and had lunch with him one time. That in itself is... Why is she talking to you about another guy that she hung out with? That's a little fishy. You know, like, think about it. What girlfriend comes to her boyfriend and is like, oh my God, I hung out with this guy and we went to lunch and it was pretty cool. He was a lot of fun and I enjoyed hanging out with him. It's like,
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
who the fuck you going out with? Are you going out with me or are you going out with him? Last I checked, you were my woman. The fuck we talking about? Yeah, you know what I mean? If my girl came to me and was like telling me stories about her hanging out with some other guy, I'm like, bitch, get the fuck out of here. Hey, what are we talking about here? Okay, all right. Let's continue on. That is a big... That's huge. Okay. She claimed that they just saw each other at a dining area and just decided to sit with each other. Cap.
Stop the cap.
We argued about this guy because no matter how much I say that I'm uncomfortable, because she keeps telling me how great he is. Facts, what I tell you. He's so well-rounded. He's also into art, etc. Okay. All right, bro. I would have told her, look, since you think this guy is so great and he's into art and he's so well-rounded, why don't you go be with him then? The fuck are you with me for? Go be with him. The fuck are we doing? Well, you know, I would be beyond pissed if I'm being honest with you. I'd be beyond pissed. Like, what the fuck? She keeps getting in contact with him throughout the following months since this happened. She kept getting triggered and we kept arguing over the smallest things to the point where she even went to my home a few times in the middle of the night to check if I'm cheating. That's crazy. Wow. Because she out here hanging out with another man, she thinking, oh, he's probably cheating. That's crazy. I'm not. She just found me sleeping on my bed. I work in construction and it was cold and busy late last year. Fast forward throughout all of that, she just suddenly broke up with me one night stating that I'm cheating on her with my ex.
Stop the cap.
Okay. My ex and I are neighbors. I'm not cheating on her with my ex. I don't even talk or look at my ex when we pass by each other. And my girlfriend at the time had no reason to doubt me other than the fact that me and my ex are neighbors. A fact that she knew before we even started dating each other. Yeah, that's because she has probably had this other man's penis in and around her mouth. And she's feeling guilty. She's feeling guilty. And she needs you to be cheating to justify her cheating. Oh, I guarantee. Like, there's no way she's talking about this man the way she's talking about him and they haven't done something. Whether it was a kiss, whether it was a booby touch, whether it was a little, finger dinger action. It's like, come on, man. They've done something. Because there's no way she would be trying so hard to try to catch her man cheating, quote unquote, if she didn't do something. Just think about it. Girls don't just think a dude is cheating for no fucking reason. She has a reason for that. And it's either she's got proof of that shit or she's doing something herself. And I think that something happened with this guy, and now she's trying to justify her little something with like, oh, but you're cheating on that, so that's why I let him, finger dinger me. You know what I mean? Like, come on now. I would be glad that she broke up with me. I'd be like, you know what, Stacy? I'm glad you broke up with me because, I'm done with your shit, bro. I'm fucking done with you. All right. I go out here. I work hard every day in the sun. You know what I mean? Just to come home to a bitch that thinks I'm cheating all the time while she's talking to me about how amazing next man is. You know what? How about you go with the art guy who is so well-rounded? You go fuck him because I'm done with you. I'm done with you. You know what I mean? Then I'm going to go next door and be like, ding dong, what's up, ex-girlfriend? I'm about to fuck you. Oh, man. I'm about to hate fuck the shit out of you. I'm just saying, hey, you know what I mean? Like, bro, get out of here with that, man. Sorry. A couple of months passed by and she contacted me saying that she overreacted and she wants to be back. I said, okay, nigga. Why? Why would you get back together with this headache? Okay. All right. This time around, she stopped mentioning that guy completely. She usually she usually talked about other guys like a lot, but this time around, she just stopped mentioning other men completely. A big improvement since she knew that it made me uncomfortable. Fast forward to August 2024, she just moved to a new place. One night while I was at her place and she was working from home, I looked through her books on her shelf, and one in particular book caught my eye, a red book with a black upside down dog. I asked her about the book and she said she's never read it and a friend gave it to her. I said, okay. Fast forward to today, September 26, 2024. I did a little stalking because of my past suspicions. I Googled the guy and saw his profile on Google Reds. What the fuck is Google Reds? Okay. Or, his profile on Goodreads. I don't know what Goodreads is either. Okay. And it says he just finished reading the exact same book, same title, same cover, same everything on June 3rd, 2024. Is she cheating or am I reaching here? Please no trolls, just here for advice, man to man. Thank you for all the advice. I appreciate you, man. This guy has wrote in a couple times to the show. And my biggest thing is I would have been left her. I would have been left her. Like I said back then. I'd have been like, cool, you go be with Art guy who's so well fucking rounded, and I would have went over to my ex's house. Ding dong. I'm about to fuck you. I'm just saying, bro, because this girl, if I'm being honest with you, man, I just wouldn't take her serious. Look, I would stay in a relationship with her just to get some sex, but I wouldn't be taking this girl serious. Let's be real here. I'm sorry. I just wouldn't be taking her serious. She has shown that she is not worth taking serious. She has not shown anything that indicates that it is worth her being taken serious. She wants to talk about all these other guys. She wants to be hanging out with these dudes and doing all this other shit. And then once you're okay with her breaking up with you, she want to crawl back and be like, oh my God. At that point, it'd be like, yeah, I'll take you back, but I'm only going to fuck you. I'm not going to take you serious. I just wouldn't. I'm sorry. I couldn't take a girl serious after doing all that extra shit, breaking up with me, and then I'm like, cool, piece of chicken grease, bitch. And I guarantee you, the reason she wanted you back is because old artsy boy over there didn't want to date her. Guarantee you it. Guarantee you that's why she came back. Because I guarantee you when she broke up with you, that was the first place she went to. She went to that guy. And homeboy was just like, oh, no. I guarantee they fucked 100%. And then, because, she's like, I'm single now. Shit, I can go fuck artsy fartsy boy. And so I guarantee you she fucked artsy fartsy boy. And then he's like, oh, you know what? I'm just not really looking for a relationship right now. You know what I mean? I kind of want something a little more casual between us. And then she's just like, oh, shit. Well, look, I'm not really looking for anything casual. I wanted a relationship, blah, blah. And then she came crawling back to your dumbass. 100%. I guarantee that's what happened. And that's why it's like, bro, I wouldn't take her serious. And I guarantee you can go even ask homeboy. And homeboy would be like, yeah, I didn't want anything serious with her. I fucked her, but I didn't want anything serious with her. Like, come on, man. Let's just be real here. Sadly,
She belongs to the streets.
and it is what it is. I don't think she cheated on you. Okay, let's get this clear. I don't think she cheated on you. I think that she broke up with you, and then she fucked old artsy fartsy boy. He was emotionally unavailable and didn't want to be in a relationship, so then she came crawling back to you. I don't think she cheated on you, but I do think that she went and fucked artsy fartsy boy because you guys were broken up. Now, I wish you would have told me how long you guys were broken up for, because then that would have gave me some clarity on, like, I would have been able to know for sure if she actually fucked homeboy. I don't know if it was a day, a week, a month, you know what I mean? But if I'm being honest with you, I guarantee you something happened between her and him of the sexual variety, just because of the fact that it's like, she was single. She was able to justify it to herself. Like, we're not together. You know what I mean? Who cares? And I guarantee you she had sex with him. And they went out on a date, all that good stuff, because she looked at it like, man, this guy is great. He's well-rounded. He's got his thing together. He likes arts and books and all this good stuff. Like, fuck my ex-boyfriend. Fuck that guy. I want to be with this dude. And then homeboy didn't want to be with her. So then she's like, oh, fuck, I don't want to be single. So I'm just going to go back to my ex-man. And you let her back in like an idiot. So I wouldn't take her serious, man. But she did not cheat on you, though. Because the thread was, am I overthinking or is she cheating? I don't think she cheated on you. And I don't think she's cheating on you now. Because I think she fucked homeboy, realized he didn't want to take her serious. So then she's just like, fuck it. If I get back in the relationship with him, then I'll just, stay loyal to him, and it is what it is. Because it ain't worth trying to be back out in them cold ass streets, because she knows how cold them streets are. No, yeah, she knows how cold them streets are. That's why she tried to go from one bungalow to another. But that bungalow didn't want her to stay. So she was like, I'm going to go back to my ex bungalow because it's cold out in these streets. Let's be real. All right, it's cold out in these streets. Okay, but I don't think she cheated on you. You guys let me know what you think about that in the comments. On to our next one. I, 22 male, found out that my girlfriend, 22 female, met with her ex. Woo! God damn! Woo! Okay, so I recently found out that my girlfriend met with her ex for lunch on her break from work. While I was at home, she deleted the messages between them, but I got them from the recently deleted and read them all. Ooh! Okay. She was the one who got in contact with him. She planned and arranged for them to meet up on a certain day last Monday after a few days of talking again. Once I confronted her about it, she's crying and begging for me to give her another chance and that she will never do it again. I'm in a hard place because I really love this girl. She was my first love and my first everything. She claims her reason for meeting with him was to show him how she's living her best life with me. And I just can't believe that because in the messages, she told him he still means so much to her. Oh, she out here capping. Oh, she's like, no. I was just like flexing on how good it is to be with you.
Stop the cap.
That's not what the messages said, baby. Because you said that he still means a lot to you. After they met up, then she claims there was no reason for her to do it, which hurts even more because that means she threw away our whole relationship for not even 1 hour with her ex-boyfriend for no reason. Oh, that's facts. That's facts, my guy. She threw away the whole relation. She was willing to, how would you say it? She's willing to, like, disrespect the whole relationship just for no reason. Like, oh yeah, you know, I did all this, you know, but it meant nothing. It was like, then if it meant nothing, then why did you do it? You know, if it was gonna mean nothing, why meet up with him? Why do any of it? Why you know, it means nothing, so why? Like, makes sense. She said that she's going to tell me eventually because she couldn't keep it from me anymore. But I had to find out on my own almost a week later. Oh, she was never going to tell you.
Stop the cap.
Yeah, she was never going to tell you. She was like, oh, I was going to tell you, but because I felt so bad. No, you were never going to tell her. You decided that you were going to tell him because he found out. That's what it really was. Is this situation that I should forgive her and take her back, or is it just better to leave? Oh, fuck, brother. That's tough. That's really tough because I kind of want to give you the same advice as last man, you know, and that if you do take her back, I wouldn't take her serious. And the reason I wouldn't take her serious is simply because she has now proven to you that she's willing to make dumb decisions and put your relationship at risk for potentially no reason. For no reason. She had absolutely no reason to do any of that. And it's like, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? Like, what good reason do you have to be you know, meeting up with your ex-boyfriend, talking about he still means a lot to you? Like, the proof is in the text messages. I mean, my guy, you read it. You read her talking to this guy as if, you know, she's thinking about him and possibly wanting to get back with him, and how, you know, he means a lot to her, and how much she cares about the relationship, all that. And that's why it's like, if you decide to get back with her, I just wouldn't take her serious. I'd get my little coochie, hang out with her, this and that, but I would not take her serious. You know, and I don't even think you got the capacity to be with a girl without taking her seriously, if I'm being honest with you, because this was your first love and your first everything and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, no, you can't be, you're not in the right mindset to be sitting there being with a girl and not taking her serious. You're going to take her serious immediately. And I already know that's what you're going to do. And so that's why me telling you that you should kind of kick her to the curb, which is what I think you should do, but I know that's not what you're going to do. I think you should break up with her just because she's willing to put the relationship in jeopardy for no reason. No reason at all. And then she lied to you, saying that she was going to tell you, and she wasn't. She only told you because you found out. You see what I mean? Like I said, it's a tough thing, man. And for me, I just kind of look at it like the best way to go about this I'm going to be as realistic as possible. You're going to get back with her. I already know you are. Or you're going to stay with her, whatever the case may be. You're going to give her the second chance, whatever. I would be like, okay, if we're going to get back together, you have a lot of proving yourself to me. You do. You need to be open with me. You need to be straight with me. And you need to tell me everything. And if there is anything that you're hiding or anything I feel like you're hiding, then we're done with this relationship. You got to really put her little feet to the fire, because I feel like if you don't, she's going to feel like she can just get away with this and do it again. And, and she can just say sorry and come back and everything is fine and dandy. Again, that's a tough one. And like both of you guys, I think you guys should just kick these girls to the curb, because they're just showing you that they're not trustworthy. And that sucks, because if the shoe was on the other foot, she would have left you. She would have left you in a heartbeat. She'd be like, you're hanging out with your ex, and then I see that you're talking about, oh, she still means a lot to you. Come on now. You wouldn't go back. You wouldn't let that guy back in. No, you wouldn't. Even if you loved him, you wouldn't let him back in. No. You'd be like, the fuck are you doing out here canoodling with your ex? Fuck you. Yeah, so yeah. Think about it like that. She was on the other foot. She wouldn't take you back. All right. This is going to be our last one for today's episode, man. If you got this far in the episode, thank you. I love you. I appreciate you. Let me know what you've been thinking about all these scenarios, as well as the thread that we had. Again, patreon.com/MyMasterPodcast. Get on that Patreon, man. Support us on over there. If you're that audio listener, keep downloading the podcast as well as rating it 5 stars if you haven't already. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, as well as YouTube. And yeah, without further ado, love you. Let's get into this last scenario. Am I the asshole for not checking in on my ex and he nearly died? Okay. So are you not, just reading the title, like that's your ex. So why do you feel like you have to check up on him? I don't know. Okay. I, 35 female, recently separated from my fiance, 35 male, due to his excessive drinking. We are still close and regularly see each other. After taking him to the ER overnight, I brought him home and said he just wanted to chill solo, so I left. I attempted to message him, but I didn't hear back. This is unusual for him. However, I wanted to respect his boundaries. Late that night, 10 p.m., my ex's mom woke me up calling to ask me to go over there and check on him. I had a key and she doesn't. I declined because I had just been woken up and figured that he was just ignoring both of us because he was drinking. And to be frank, I'm sick of the drinking and having to care for him. Yeah, facts. I'm sick of begging him to do things like get out of a urine-soaked bed, and so I can try to get him clean and dry. I'm sick of the relentless drinking and screaming and crying. I'm burnt out. See, this right here is why I always tell girls that are friends of mine, stop meeting guys at a bar. Stop letting a guy take you out to the bar for a first date. Stop doing drinking activities with a guy, because most of these niggas are drunks, bro. If I'm being honest with you, I've told my female friends this so many times and they don't fucking listen ever. Yeah, like a friend of mine, she was dating this guy for like 4 years. And he was great for 3 years. They met at a bar. And, he was always a drunk, but she was like, it's not too bad. This isn't that. I've hung out with the guy a few times, and he's always the type of guy that when he drinks, he goes overboard every single time. Like he always wants to fight his friends, and He always wants to just do the stupidest shit. Dude's been arrested so many times for public intoxication. It's crazy. And she stayed with this guy for the longest time, but it was only in their last years when he really started to get like handsy. Like he was socking a bitch. And so, for me, I was just like, once she got out of that relationship, I was like, girl, stop meeting guys at a bar and stop letting guys take you to a bar on the first date. And she still does this shit. And I'm just like, oh my God. And she went through the same thing where, homeboy was pissing the bed. He was peeing on the carpet, just doing some stupid shit. And I'm just like, bro, like, I don't know why you women love drunk motherfuckers. I don't get it. I just don't get it. I like, god damn, man. I guess because they're the life of the party and they're fun and all, but hey, it is what it is, you know. All right, so she ended up calling me for a welfare check, and when the police came, he was drunk and severely ill. The doctor said he probably would have died if I hadn't been brought in that night. It was to the point that the hospital refused to release him when he tried to leave AMA and leave AMA and got the police and country attorney involved to force him. His mom was pissed at me and refused to tell me, so I only found out a couple of days later that he is in the ICU on a ventilator. I feel incredibly guilty that had it been in my hands alone, someone I care about would be dead. So I came here to either relive my guilt or to be deservingly raked over the coals. I don't think you're the asshole at all, because this is your ex, man. Look, I understand if you want to be friends with your ex, that's cool. That's fine. But all of this, taking care of him and looking out for him and all this kind of shit, no, none of that is your responsibility, if I'm being honest with you. Like, if he wants to drink himself into a fucking coma, that's on him. That's not your responsibility. I get you guys are friends, and that's fine. But you've said it in the past that when you guys were together, you tried to get him to stop drinking. You hated that you had to take care of him because you needed to take him out of a piss-soaked bed and get him into dry clothes, and you treated this man like he's fucking 5. And he's waking up in the morning and pissing himself. You know, it's just like, if I'm being honest with you, I don't think you're the asshole at all, because this is not your responsibility. And the mom should not be sitting there talking about, oh, you know, you let him do this and you let him blah, blah, blah. No, that's not my man anymore. And you know what? Here's the key to his place. And when he does this shit again, you can go and take care of him, because you're his mom. I'm not his mom. I'm done being his fucking mom. I'm done sitting there taking care of this dude who doesn't want to take care of himself. You know, like what woman wants to be in that kind of situation where they're taking care of a man who doesn't want to take care of themselves? Fuck no. Get the fuck out of here. You're a child. You're an absolute child. No woman wants to sit there and take care of a man who can't take care of themselves. Women want to take care of a man who can take care of himself, who can get shit done. You know what I mean? That is what a woman wants. That is a woman who will sit there and take care of a man. You know, I'm talking the cooking, the cleaning, and the, you know, rubbing the feet and doing all that kind of stuff. Why? Because that man is out there, he handling business and he doing his thing. And that's, you know, the type of man a woman wants to take care of. Woman doesn't want to take care of a pissy boy who gets drunk all day and wants to piss himself to sleep, peeing on the carpet and doing all this bullshit. Like, no. Fuck out of here. And you guys aren't together anymore. That is not your responsibility. Him, even if he died that night, that would not be your responsibility. They just wouldn't. I'm sorry. It would not be your responsibility. It's just, it is what it is. I get that you care about him as a friend, and that's great. But it is not your responsibility. It's not at all. You can care for a friend, but when there are people who don't want to care for themselves, you can only go so far. You can tell them, hey, look, that this is wrong. Hey, I don't want you doing this because, you know what I mean, it gets you in these kind of situations. Hey, you know what I mean? And I guarantee you've told him this thousands of times in the course of you guys' relationship. So it's not like this is the first time that you've told him this or cared about him like this. This is not the first time. You've been told him. And that's why I say it's not your responsibility anymore, because you got out of the relationship because of this. And I, like I said, even if he would have died that night, it's not your responsibility. You told him. You told him over and over and over and over again. And the result of him dying that night would have just been the result of him not wanting to change after you told him multiple times throughout the relationship. It's harsh to hear that. Like, wow, him dying is not her fault. What? What do you mean? Like, she has some obligation. Does she not care about him? No, she cares about him. Because she cared about him so much that she's told him over and over and over and over again that this is what's going to happen. And guess what? It happened. And he died because of it. You know what I mean? And luckily he's in the ICU because of it. You know, he didn't die. But again, it's not your responsibility. And if he dies, it's not your fault either. Because you told him. You told him. You know, hate to end the episode on a dark note, but hey, it is what it is. Hope you guys enjoyed today's episode, man. I appreciate all the support you guys have been given. If you got this far in the episode, love you, appreciate you. Support us on Patreon, man. Support us over there on the Spotify. Download, rate us 5 stars. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, as well as the YouTubes. I love you guys all. I'll see you on Thursday for A Court of Thorns and Roses. It's getting pretty good. Our girl is in jail. Yeah, she's in Amaranthia's jail, you know, which is kind of crazy. And so let's see how she deals with that. Tamlin and Lucian are not too happy about her, you know, little rescue mission because it didn't work. You know, let's be honest here, it didn't work. But, you know, I'm excited to see what happens next, man. But I'll see you guys on Thursday. Love you all and peace.